It is time now for Money Power Politics. We're digging deeper into the DOJ effort to access personal taxpayer data at the IRS, raising concerns inside and outside of the agency. Congressman Jimmy Gomez put it this way, quote, "This is a 5-alarm warning. Elon Musk has been after your personal financial info from day one. His actions are illegal and a blatant power grab." Let's discuss with Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative reporter and tax expert David Cay Johnston. He is also a professor at Rochester Institute of Technology and wrote 3 books on President Trump. And Zoe Schiffer joins us, director of business and industry for Wired, which has been breaking every possible story on the ins and outs of DOJ. She wrote the book Extremely Hardcore: Inside Elon Musk's Twitter. David, you are our tax expert. How concerned are you about DOJ getting access to this data? What on earth does this data have to do with rooting out fraud and waste?
Well, it has nothing to do with rooting out fraud and waste, but combine access to the IRS records with access to the Treasury Department payment system, and maybe that huge refund that Donald Trump was held up on because, as he told us many times, he was being audited. Maybe that will get paid now. This will compromise.
Come now, David.
Well, pardon my cynicism here, Stephanie. But also, once these people have their illegal access to the IRS data, it could complicate any criminal prosecutions over the integrity of the data, chain of evidence sorts of issues, and it would allow them to target people. Well, we're going to slow walk or not make your refund available to you. We're going to alter records to take care of our friends. That would be another possibility. And there's just no reason at all to have this access. Even IRS commissioners and deputy commissioners don't have access to this data.
So, Zoe, what is DOJ looking for at the IRS? What do they say their goal is? Or what do you think it is?
You know, they say they're looking for fraud and waste, but the access that they have been seeking at these agencies, it goes way beyond that, as we said earlier. And so I think that there's real concern. You know, at Twitter, they use access to private information or, you know, somewhat sensitive information to make Twitter's former leadership look bad, to make outside researchers who'd worked with the company look bad. And that was just Twitter data. That wasn't nearly as sensitive. So I think there's real concern about what is going on here.
David, they obviously want you to believe that waste is everywhere you look, but I want to share what former USAID administration and a Republican had to say about their actions on 60 Minutes.
The most accountable aid agency in the world is USAID. I've written actually widely on this subject. 40% of the staff are accountants and lawyers and people trying to make sure no money is stolen. We've created systems to monitor that. What they did was they went back 20 years to try to find things. If you have to go back 20 years to find abuse, that means there isn't that much abuse.
David, what do you think?
Well, I think that the attack on USAID is going to come back to haunt us because this very carefully monitored system, and there are abuses out there, things like warlords who say, give us cash or we're not going to let your medicine and food go through. Private relief agencies will tell you stories about that. But we've corralled some viruses that are incredibly more dangerous than COVID-19, and the corrals have just been knocked down. And sooner or later, those pernicious viruses, they're going to hopscotch around the planet on jetliners, and people are going to die, including here in America. This has nothing to do with waste, fraud, and abuse. If you want to save the government money, we're going to spend 2.5 times the budget of USAID, an American jobs program, by the way, on interest on tax cuts for the super rich under Donald Trump's 2017 tax overhaul.
I need you to say that last part one more time for the audience to hear.
We're spending over $100 billion a year just on interest on the money we borrowed for the taxes not paid by the richest 1 in 1,000 families and the large corporations they control. If you want to save money, that's where you would go. You wouldn't go after the poorest people in the world, and certainly not with the richest man in the world, denying them food and medical care that protects Americans from pernicious viruses.
Zoe, meanwhile, a judge has extended the order that's blocking DOJ from Treasury data. What's the latest there?
Yeah, so as you said, right now, a U.S. judge has extended the temporary restraining order, but this really is just a temporary measure. So we should be getting a final decision very soon. In the interim, I think there is widespread concern about whether DOJ will actually comply with this order and what to do about the sensitive information that they have already accessed.
David, in court, the Justice Department lawyer is like downplaying Musk's authority over the government, saying the DOJ team is answering to the Treasury Department. A, do you buy that? And B, what's happened to us? Because it wasn't that long ago that people took issue with the likes of a Hank Paulson going from being CEO of Goldman Sachs to Treasury Secretary, and the fact that he'd get a tax benefit. They didn't have to face capital gains tax when he sold his stock immediately. Why is it that, can you imagine today, if we had someone as the CEO of Goldman Sachs also acting in the capacity of what Elon Musk is doing with DOJ? Why is it that we're somehow okay with this now?
I don't think we're okay with it. I think the problem is that what do you do about it is the most common thing I'm hearing, including when I was on Capitol Hill last week talking to some senior members of Congress. The reality is that if any other president had done this, imagine if Barack Obama had allowed this, there would be absolute fury going on in Capitol Hill. And instead, the Republican Party controls both chambers, and they are all afraid of Donald Trump, to the point that I've taken to calling them Quislings. That is, they are not supporting of the Constitution and our people. They are Quislings. And we should be very worried about this. The reason you flood the zone with more than 100 executive orders, a number of which have interesting little things I'm finding buried in them because I'm reading some of them, is to overwhelm, to paralyze your opposition and leave people not knowing what to do.